Good morning students. Today we will continue our topic of asexual reproduction. In last class we have discussed the type of asexual reproduction in which we have discussed binary fission and budding. We have seen that in binary fission it usually occur in single cellular organism which is made up of a single cell, this is amoeba, and in budding it is found in hydra. And the fragmentation is also a type of asexual reproduction in which an organism gets fragmented and each fragment develop into a new offspring. And this type of fragmentation type of asexual reproduction is found in planaria. This is a type of organism. It is also a lower kind of organism. And the regeneration is usually seen in your nails, hairs and the tail of lizard. Now we move towards the disadvantages of asexual reproduction. We have seen the advantages of asexual reproduction. Now we see disadvantages of asexual reproduction. What are these? Negative mutation will pass on to the offspring. It means if there is any mutation which is present in the parent, is definitely moved to the offspring, and this mutation passes from generation to generation because there is no variation take place. If there is no variation take place, it means the constituent of DNA which is present in the parent is moved towards the offspring. Second, limited diversity. Okay, if they are asexually reproduced, it means there is only a single parent is present. If single parent is there, so there is no variation occur which is found in a sexual reproduction. Third point, difficult to control population. It is a very fast process. It means organism reproduce very fastly and produce a number of offspring in a shorter period of time, and there is no way to control them. Fourth, cannot adapt to the changing environment because changing environment is changing with the time, and due to this changes some of the organism cannot adapt themselves according to the environment. We have seen via Darwin's natural selection which says that organisms which adapt themselves in a nature can proceed for the higher generation. If there is no variation occur in the organism, there is no way to control the changing environment conditions. Last and not second last, huge competition between them. What does mean? If there is number of organisms is produced in a shorter period of time, they compete for their survival because for the survival every organism needs food, water and other things. If there is a number of organisms, they do not fulfill their requirement of survival, and this will also a result of competition. Now they have a shorter lifespan. Due to competition, they are not able to survive with the changing environment. Now after this we move towards the sexual reproduction. We have discussed earlier that sexual reproduction is a type of reproduction in which two parents are involved. One is your male and another one is your female. Clear? They both produce gametes and they have a separately different gametes. One we call it female gamete and another one we call male gamete and other one is called female gamete. They both have different reproductive organs, and different reproductive organs have different cells which we call generative cell, and these generative cells produce gametes, and these gametes are the organisms these gametes are the cells which have genetic information about the partners. Okay, these gametes further develop and fuse together to form zygote, and zygote is the end result of asexual reproduction and we call it offspring. What happened? What is the difference in these things? These male and female gametes are generally haploid we have discussed that haploid cells are those cells which have a single set of chromosome. They both are haploid and it is formed by a meiotic division. After this, these haploid nuclei fuse together to form zygote, which is a diploid. Okay. Now, after this, now we see some of the advantages of sexual reproduction. What are these advantages are? Sexual reproduction is a type reproduction in which two organisms are involved. If two organisms are involved, it means there is a characteristics of two organisms is present in your offspring. If there is a characteristics of both the parents are present in offspring, it means they are more capable of changing environment. If they are more capable of changing environment, it has higher lifespan. And one more thing is there, if there is a two parents are involved, it means the number of offspring which is produced after the sexual reproduction is in less number. Okay. Now, after this, we will discuss the reproductive organs. As I told you earlier that in sexual reproduction, two parents are involved and both the parents have a separate structures for their reproduction, and these structures or parts are known as a reproductive organ. There are two reproductive organs are present. One is your female reproductive organ, and other one is male. Okay, after this, now we will start the explanation of a separate reproductive organ of each class. First of all, I will take the reproductive organ of male. Generally, male reproductive organ is comprised of testes and their accessory ducts and glands. Okay, so how it comprises? It is comprised of testes, accessory glands and ducts. Let me show how to make a male reproductive part. Okay, look at here, this is a male reproductive part. This is comprised of testes which is present in a abdominal cavity, Clear? It is actually present below the abdominal cavity outside the body. Why it is present outside the cavity? Because for the spermatogenesis we need a temperature which is lower than the 2 or 2.5 degrees Celsius from your normal body temperature. That's why the testes are actually present outside your body in a abdominal cavity in a sac-like structure which we call scrotum. Clear? This testes is the organ which produce sperm, which is a male sex gamete. After this, the testes are connected to a tube-like structure which we call vas deferens, and this is the tube which help in the upward movement of sperm inside these tube. Now this tube is connected to a muscular organ which we known as urinary bladder. We have already discussed this urinary bladder in a excretory system of human beings, because this is the only part which is a common passage for the urination and the sperm passes. From here there is a gland is present which we known as accessory gland. This is called seminal vesicle. Below the seminal vesicle there is a prostate gland is present. And after this prostate gland there is a small bulb-like structures present which we call bulbourethral gland. This from here, this bulbourethral gland move downward in a tract which we call urethra. Clear? This is the actual structure of male reproductive system. See it again, male reproductive system is comprised of testes and accessory glands and ducts. What are the accessory glands are there? One is a seminal vesicle, prostate gland and bulbourethral gland. These three glands are responsible for the formation of semen. Clear? And in this semen there is a sperms are present. Clear? And it is a good source of fructose and calcium, and this semen provide nutrition for the development and movement of male gamete. कितना